In this exciting Sharjah Masters 2025 group around 6 clash, Abdusattorov and Iniyan enter the English opening King's English variation 4 Knights variation fianchetto line with NB6. On C4. On E5. On G3. Knight F6. Bishop G2. On D5. On takes D5. Knight takes D5. Knight C3. Threatening bishop takes D5. Knight B6 played by Iniyan. Knight F3 leads us into English opening King's English variation 4 Knights variation fianchetto line with NB6. Threatening knight takes E5. Knight C6 played by Iniyan. King castled kingside. Bishop E7. Pawn B3. Bishop F5. Bishop B2. Queen D7. Iniyan is looking to play. King castled queenside. Rook C1. On E4. Knight E1. Queen takes D2. Queen takes D2. Rook takes D2 and take decisive advantage. On A4 played by Abdusattorov. On E4 it is novelty move. Threatening pawn takes F3. Knight E1 played by Abdusattorov. Threatening knight takes E4. Bishop F6 played by Iniyan. On D3. King castled queenside. On takes E4. Queen takes D1. Knight takes D1. Bishop takes B2. Knight takes B2. Bishop E6. On A5. Threatening pawn takes B6. Knight D7 played by Iniyan. Iniyan's idea is to play Knight C5. On B4. Knight B3. Rook A3. Knight D2. Knight ED3. Knight takes F1 and gain a significant edge. Knight ED3 played by Abdusattorov. Knight D4. Threatening knight takes E2 check. On B4 played by Abdusattorov. Knight takes E2 check. King H1. On H5. On H4. On F6. Rook AE1. Threatening rook takes E2. Knight D4 played by Iniyan. On F4. Rook HE8. Rook F2. Bishop G4. King H2. Knight B8. Rook C1. Knight A6. On E5. On C6. Bishop E4. King B8. Rook B1. Knight B5. Bishop G6. Threatening bishop takes E8. Rook E7 played by Iniyan. Knight C4. Bishop E6. Threatening bishop takes C4. Knight E3 played by Abdusattorov. Bishop F7. Threatening bishop takes G6. Bishop H7 played by Abdusattorov. On G6. On F5. Threatening pawn takes G6. Rook takes D3 played by Iniyan. On takes G6. Rook takes E3. On takes F6. Rook D7. On takes F7. Rook takes F7. Bishop G6. Threatening bishop takes F7. Rook F8 played by Iniyan. Bishop takes H5. Rook e6. On f7. Knight c3. Threatening knight takes b1. Rook bf1 played by Abdusattorov. Knight d5. On g4. Knight takes b4. On g5. Abdusattorov intends to play. On g6. Rook takes g6. Bishop takes g6. Knight e7. On h5 and seize the initiative. Rook e4 played by Iniyan. King g3 time to think, find the best continuation for Iniyan. Knight e7 is a strong choice, since on g6. Knight takes g6. Bishop takes g6. Rook e6. On h5. Knight d5 still Iniyan is losing. Let's proceed to the main game. King g3. Knight d3 is not the best move played by Iniyan. On g6. Knight takes f2. On g7 Abdusattorov claimed a well-earned victory.